Hey guys, so it's another Wakeskate Wednesday and we're back getting stuck into some more tutorials. Yeah, first of all, just thanks to everyone who, all the feedback and everything from James's video last week with the hot laps. So it was really cool just to get out and do some laps with him, and I'm really stoked that everyone enjoyed it. I think, he absolutely shreds, and he filmed that all in one session, so that was super sick. And then, everyone who's amped and sharing the Ollie tutorial, thank you so much again. If you haven't noticed by the change in my attire or the backdrop, I'm no longer in the tropical climate of South Africa. I'm actually at a cable park just outside of Cambridge in England, called Hannams Wake Hub. And as you can see behind me, this place is pretty good for wake skating. It's got a bunch of really fun obstacles and such a cool crew. So this is kind of going to be the home for the next few tutorials. While I'm here, I'm going to try and knock out as many of the obstacle stuff as I can, or as many of the obstacle tricks as I can. So if you do have any specific trick you're struggling with on the obstacles, and you can see the one here that you have at your cable, just let me know and I'll be stoked to do the tutorial or just help you out on it. So for this week, thought I'd kick off something, like a trick that I kind of get asked people a lot, like ask me if you can even do it on a wake skate, and that's to hit a kicker. It's like a really fun trick to do, and in all honesty, a kicker is not really the worst obstacle for your first one to hit. It's over nice and quick. If you kind of get booted, you might just clip your bum or something on the way up, but it's not like a long rail that you've got all the space to fall on. So if you haven't hit an obstacle yet and you've been thinking about hitting a kicker, hopefully this helps you out and you can get going on it. So step one for the kicker is getting your feet right again. That's kind of the base for every trick. So you'll notice and you'll pick up the pattern of a few of the steps as you watch the tutorials. But our feet, very similar position to the Ollie, a little bit, maybe sometimes you can even go a little bit wider if you want, just to try to get more control on that board. Another tip I would actually give you if you are hitting the kicker for the first time is it doesn't hurt to go and do it on a wakeboard a couple of times. In fact, any spin trick or any trick where the board's not leaving your feet, going out on a wakeboard and doing it really does help, and there's no shame in doing it. So if your feet are right, you're good to go. And then step two, you're going to start edging towards the kicker. I do recommend, if it's your first kicker hit the kicker on your heel side. It is a lot easier than doing it on your toes. I was unfortunate enough to have to learn on the toe side. Like the cable that I had, we only had a kicker on our toes for the first few years. But if you do have the option to do it on your heels, definitely go out and smash it. If you don't, we'll do a toe side hit tutorial for you too. But so you're going to edge the kicker on your heels. It's going to be a nice, easy, progressive edge. You're not going to want to edge in too early but not too late. You kind of want to just try to line yourself up. Maybe try to find a marker where you're not coming in too fast, but you're also not getting pulled over the inside edge of the kicker. To clarify that, basically the cable's not pulling you in back towards it. You still have that energy or direction taking you straight over the kicker. The next step, and I'm pretty sure you guys have guessed it or heard it, it is flatten off. Again, flattening off is really important, probably more important with the kicker than it is with your flat tricks, just because if you hit the kicker still on edge, that's when you find yourself slipping out and just completely going off balance. So you're going to want to flatten off just before the kicker. So I'd say just before you get to the kicker, for our sake a meter, you're going to want to flatten off, and then you want to make sure your knees are nice and bent coming up to the kicker. The first few times you'll find on the skate, we're kind of just going to drop off the end. We're not going to try like push off or suck it up too much. You kind of just want to bend your knees and let your knees come into your chest so that the board comes with you and you drop down with it. That's for your first few hits. After that, you can start working your way up to hitting the kicker, and getting a little bit more pop or air off the end as such. So the first few times you're just going to drop off. So coming up to the kicker, knees bent. As you come off the lip, suck your knees into your chest, nice and to kind of stay nice and compact. This is also where you want to make sure your handle positioning is right, and handle control and handle position is something we could probably do a whole episode on. So I will touch base on this and go back, and a couple people have asked me about it, but what you want to do with the handle is just try to keep it nice and low and into your hip. As soon as you lift it up, it'll pull you over the front. So, and a lot of people try to jump with the handle, just make sure you're keeping that handle nice and tight and controlled, and that'll make sure that you kind of stay balanced over the board. Then on your way down, you're going to kind of want to keep an eye on your feet, make sure your feet are still in a good position, and which, if you've done the first step right, by the way, it should really, your feet should still be good. So come down, check that your feet are in a good position, and get ready to bend your knees on the landing. On a couple of the hits, you'll see I kind of exaggerated a little bit, just so you guys can see how much you really need to bend your knees. So come down, knees nice and bent, compress on the landing, the same way you do with your ollie. Land also, remember, like, chin over your board. You don't want to be leaning back. Remember, like I said, wake skates are super slippery. So yeah, definitely try land with your weight over your board, your chin over your board, compress the landing. And yeah, you're riding away with another new trick, and then maybe your first obstacle hit, which is a really cool, really cool avenue or door to open in the sport. I think obstacles are so much fun, and yeah, back home our obstacles got flooded away, and I haven't hit them in a while since I got here, and I mean, I've just been having so much fun here at Hannams, hitting all the rails and obstacles. So yeah, hopefully I can help you guys get on some of the obstacles and get going with some new tricks and learning some new stuff. Once again, if you guys have any obstacle tricks that you would like me to do while I'm here, please send in the requests, and if I don't get through them while I'm here, I'll try to get through some of them back home when we have some obstacles or when I'm at another cable. And then yeah, feel free to send me your suggestions, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to watch some of our related videos on any other tricks you'd like to do. Don't forget to comment on tricks you'd love for me to do, and if you guys are struggling with this kicker hit, I do encourage guys, and I do try to help as many people as I can when they message me on Instagram or Facebook Messenger, just to, guide them through. Everyone kind of, when learning a trick, has their own struggles. So yeah, feel free to just get in touch with me when it comes to that. And yeah, does it for another Wakeskate Wednesday, guys. See you next week for another tutorial. Yo!